pay for a car. A lot more.
This is not Pall Mall or St James's in London. Powell's, the gunmaker, is opposite Marks and Spencer in the very centre of Birmingham. It's owned and run by David and Peter Powell, the great-great-grandsons of the founder. If you're after a side lock or a box lock shotgun to use or as an investment, and you've £43,000 to spend on a pair, then Peter will be happy to fit you up. As with handmade shoes, a gentleman's measurements are taken with care.
Half choke would perhaps be a good starting off point.
Half choke it is.
Half choke in the left.
Yes.
And now we come to stock measurements, just to confirm what we took at the shooting ground last week.
Right.
If you can mount the gun on my right eye again, in your own time. And again. And how much of that top barrel rib can you see?
Most of it.
Okay, we'll just alter it slightly for you.
Yes.
We'll now alter the bend of the stock, bringing it down.
It's something I've always wanted, to have something made for you, so it's a part of you, so you use it naturally. Must be a lot easier than trying to get used to something that isn't. You're far more comfortable in using it. Therefore, you should be able to be a lot better. I would hope so, anyway.
A better shot?
I would hope so.
There's no stinting on materials. The solid walnut used for the stocks can cost several £100s apiece. It'll be worked on by the craftsman in and out of house as part of a total job that will take 12 different people, something like 800 hours.
I think that's a nice choice there.
Yes. I think they'll make a nice pair of stocks.
In order that no mistakes are made, we like our clients to sign the walnut. You're sure this is the wood that will be used for your guns.
Jack's one of the craftsmen who has a workshop above the showroom. In fitting the forends for the guns, he makes a mark with sooty smoke first on the barrel. He even has to make his own tools, working the walnut without any rule but rule of thumb. But then he has been doing it for 40 years.
I'm taking a lot of it away before it touches, because I know that that's got to come away.
Jack, what's it going to look like when it's finished, what you're working on now?
Well, it's, I've got one here. It should look like this, you see.
Birmingham is known as the city of 1,000 trades, of which gunmaking is a very proud part of it. There were literally thousands and thousands of weapons made in Birmingham in years gone by. Right back, in fact, to Waterloo, over 1.5 million weapons were made in Birmingham for that campaign alone. And we have been in business more or less in this spot, or within 50 yards of it, for our 187-year existence.
Arthur's working the barrels, or tubes as they're known. What, I wonder, would a false move cost him at this point?
Oh, probably about, I don't know, £900,000, something like that. It's expensive, all the way through. I was invited to go to a shoot, and at the end of the day, I claimed one dock, one log floating down the river, and a bag of mushrooms, which was my day of shooting.
What had gone wrong?
I was just bored.
Well, that's honest. The testing of the guns, which is next, happens at Birmingham's Proof House.
Well, it's the checking and testing of all firearms, new and repairs or anything like that. We're looking for any distortions, dents or anything like that in the barrels. It's got to be straight, it's got to be bored, fine bored, tight on the face, and then after that, after it's been checked, it will then go for firing down the firing gallery.
This is just another reason why customers have to wait up to 2 years for their guns. But you can't sell a gun without the proof mark, not unless you want a £1,000 fine. And then there's all the stuff that isn't heavy-duty work.
Guns are being made now that are inlaid with mother of pearl, gold, silver, even diamonds. Guns have been sold, dare I say, up to £250,000. And the embellishment is a lot of the reason why. It's not uncommon for a client to ask us to engrave his favourite Labrador dog on his gun, or his house. We've even done a boat. It makes it personal to that gentleman or lady, and that creates the heritage in the future.
No point in mounting the engraved panels, though, until you know that the barrels are true. Well, several of Powell's guns seem to have survived the experience. They'll eventually find their way out onto the sporting field, much to the disappointment of a few grouse and pheasant. Or maybe, and this is just as likely, they'll sit quietly in the darkness of the family safe, increasing in value.
Susan Marling at the Gunsmiths. Incidentally, do you know the most expensive gun ever produced? Well, they brought together the best engraver, locksmith and barrel maker in Britain and produced a weapon for which sealed bids were invited. The successful bidder came from the States, he was a collector, and he paid £300,000. Staggering, isn't it?